everybody, how you guys doing? I just realized I picked up the wrong paint. So let me just do a swirly around. Because you know I can't start on anything. Here we go. Okay. It's because I so many things on my mind. Do you ever get like that? You have so much on your mind, and no matter how much you tell yourself that you must do something a certain way, it doesn't work out that way. Okay. I'm going to show two things today. Oh my god, I have my snubby on because I'm freezing and I'm not feeling good and it's just uncomfortable. Okay. Plus my hair is not pulled back. It's like called fresh out of the shower, washed and curly. Very disgusting. Don't gag. I hope you're not watching while you eat. You might have seen a little bit of cleavage there of me. Not real sure, but the pleasure is mine. Okay. This is gouache. And it is a, let's say, a sister friend to watercolors. Now, what I'm going to do is, gouache is more of a chalky finish to it. It dries flat. The colors are vibrant, okay? And I'm going to open it in front of you right now. Well, actually, before I start this, while I open this, I'm going to put a video link on the bottom of this video. And the video link is to Carol Moyer's channel. I had put her link there the other day. She had done a video and got great feedback on it. And she did another video today that I will tell you, and I hope she doesn't take offense with this. I know she won't because she understands me. But sometimes, like when I would do my little characters, I would draw my little Halloween characters. I'm going to start doing them again of different sorts, not necessarily. They might be dark. They might be cute. I don't know what the hell they're going to be, but they're going to be something. They're just going to be small little drawings. And she did this really awesome swirly tree. And she did a video on it. It's just up. I'm going to put the link in below in the description or about section, whatever that, I always get it wrong, but it's, you know, the section underneath the thing. I want you guys to go check it out. Now, she's like me. I mean, she shows you step by step. And I love watching it. I love watching everybody's videos. Carol and Angie and Taylor and my Carolyn, who won't make videos for me. All my girls. Veronica. I don't want to leave anybody out, so I'm going to stop naming names there because you all know who you are. Everybody who makes videos. Everybody who subs to me, I sub back. Anybody who has me on Google, I add to Google back. I do my best. I love watching other people do their art. It is just so inspiring to me. And honestly, I'm going to tell you that I'm in like such a deep depression and I'm very, very sick. And seeing her do her video, although the video is not, it's not like she slaps paint down and she's done. It's a beautiful video when done. And it's one of my favorite things. It's a tree and a swirly tree, which I love me some trees. And when I sat here and watched it, I was, because I've been so cranky and miserable all day, and I sat and watched it, and I kind of felt lifted a little bit of my mood because I really haven't watched any videos on YouTube today. Usually I like check my subs and I like watching what everybody made. So I can't tell you what anybody's done yet today. So also in the description, what I'll do is while this is uploading, I will go look in my subscriptions and see if there's any other videos in there and check them out. They'll all be down where I usually put them links. And I'm hoping that Angie put up her second doodle, her second butterfly girl and stuff like that. So I'm hoping. So if so, check out the links. You'll see them there. and check them all out and give them, you know, just give them some love and watch their videos and sub if you're not subbed. You know, it's good. It's good for people who, you know, kind of feel sometimes a little bit, you know, just starting out making their videos and doing stuff, or, you know, getting new subs is awesome because it means, you know, that people want to see what you're doing. And we're all so different in ways that we do things. We can end up with the same product at the end, but the whole journey getting there is the fun. So, you know, if you learn one thing from watching them, and that's why I like to, I just love to share. I love to share. I love to share my subbies and things that I see because I think it is awesome for all of us. Now, second thing, Molly, I wanted to know if you got your package yet, because it says that it was to be scheduled to be delivered yesterday at your house. And I looked it up this morning and it said out for delivery, and that was yesterday and was not updated. So if you could please let me know if you got your package. I do believe I sent you the confirmation number through YouTube email. Maybe you could look it up and contact your post office because it says it's in your area. If you've not gotten it yet, because I'm quite confused of why you haven't gotten it yet. And if you did, just let me know. That's all. Because I hate that. I hate sending out packages. I always get confirmation numbers when it's the United States. So, you know, because things get lost, and I've read so many people complaining about US, the mail service and UPS and everything else. And I just want to make sure you get it. So, okay, here's our gouache. And then here's our watercolor. And I got the same, it's from Pro Art. AC Moore Michaels has this brand. It's called Pro Art. The packaging is probably different. Pro Art. These are Reeves. And I got my acrylic Reeves that I showed you the other day. I'm going in close so we could see. Now I'm going to open up my watercolor ones. Which I've not opened yet either. I'm a hoarder and I buy these things with coupons and like, so, you know, now I've been using the ones that Susan had sent me because the gouache, and she sent me acrylics, and I've been using them a lot. But like usually I don't open them. I kind of just like, I don't use them that often because I save them in case I run out. I'm always afraid I'm going to run out of paint. It's like this cheap thing with me. I think it's because when I was able to afford to buy what I wanted before I got sick, I could just go out and buy it. And then when you get sick and your money's limited, you know, you start becoming a little bit, Nico, lay down. You get a little cheap. Sorry, I have to yell at my dog because he's being bad. You know, you get a little cheaper and a little bit more frugal, and, you know, I have stuff I've not used yet, and my husband's like, just use it. Okay, so let's pick similar colors, shall we? Now, in this gouache, we have Blue Lake, Violet, Crimson, Brilliant Red, Flush Tint. You know me, I love me Flush Tint, whatever the hell it is. Orange Red, Medium Yellow, Lemon Yellow, White. Ultramarine, Leaf Green, Emerald, Dark Green, Yellow Ochre, Burnt Sienna, Burnt Umber, Gray, and Black. Beautiful gouache. There we are. The watercolors, we have Green Deep, Cerulean Blue, Ultramarine Blue, Violet, Prussian Blue, Lamp Black, Sap Green, Green Light, Burnt Umber, Burnt Sienna, Crimson Red, Rose, White, Lemon Yellow, Gamboge, Yellow Ochre, Orange Yellow, and Vermilion. So, did I see orange? Let me try to find colors that are kind of the same. Burnt Sienna. I thought I saw Burnt Sienna. Yep, Burnt Sienna. Okay, so here's Burnt Sienna in watercolor, Burnt Sienna in gouache. And then let me see if I can find ultramarine blue. And then we'll do blue. All right, and I'm going to set those. Those are watercolor. And then I'm going to pick it out of the acrylics also. So bear with me, please. You know how organized I am. And let's see if we can find the same thing in here. What did I pick? Burnt Sienna. It's Crimson. Yellow Ochre. burnt umber. All right, looks like this is burnt sienna, so that's acrylic. And then we want an ultramarine blue, but we'll do phthalo blue because that's pretty much a little darker, but you'll see the texture of it. Okay. So now let's take our brush, shall we? All right. So I'm just going to wet my brush and then dab it off dry because I like to have my brush wet. So let's take our watercolor first. And this is the violet. Why the hell did I pick violet? Oh, God. I shouldn't be allowed to walk the earth. Why did I pick violet up? What was I looking for? Burnt sienna, burnt sienna. No. All right, ultramarine in the water, good God, why does anybody let me do anything? This is gouache. Watercolor is here. Did I say that's because it's close? No, I must have picked up the one next to it because here's ultramarine in watercolor. Good God. I swear. I swear. Okay. Let's pretend. Let's start over. Okay, I wetted my brush and I blotted it. And then I picked up my ultramarine gouache. And I'm going to open it. And I'm going to start up in this corner. I'm just going to do a squeeze. And make sure this is my gouache. I'm putting it back in. Yes. And then we're going to, look at that beautiful color. We're just going to do samples. Oh my God, I'm going to strangle my dog, I swear. Okay. Not really. I'm not really going to strangle her because actually it was me who knocked it over. He just won't lay down. Here's his father downstairs doing something and he wants to be down there, but then once I let him out of my room, he comes back scratching to get in my door. Okay, so that is gouache. All right. Oh, wrong one. I'm going to rinse my brush. Let's hope you can see the difference, you know. And then this is watercolor. That needs to be open because I'm squeezing, ain't none coming out. Yeah. That's watercolor. You don't understand what it's like to live with me. Don't talk to my husband. He'll tell you things that you won't want to hear. Now this is a thick watercolor, so this is nice. Wow, wee wah. Digging on that. Now I added a little bit of water to it because it was kind of thick. I'm not caring. I love that color. And that's just regular watercolor. Excuse me if you can see my arm as I go. I did shave my pits today, I will say. And then this is our acrylic blue. I love paint. It's a shame how much I love paint. And then this will go back in its little acrylic hole. Go in there, little friend. All right, and then you can see the acrylic. Now I can see already the difference in the gouache, and you probably won't be able to see it till I lift up to show you up close. And now we're going to do our, gouache burnt sienna here. And what I'll do is I'll leave it thick so it can dry thick. A little square. Nico, that's enough, hon. Oh, I feel like I'm sitting funky. And then we will do our watercolor. here. Nice and thick. Now that's it without me adding water to it. Okay, so you get a nice coverage. But if I add just the tattest bit of water, the littlest bit of water, it kind of changes it a little bit. Lightens it up a little bit, smooths a little bit more. So you can use it either way. Doesn't matter. I like that. And then last but not least, our acrylic. Burnt sienna. I love when my dog gets upset and then he thinks like the harder he breathes, it's going to make me jump up and do what he wants me to do. Okay. Now, give me a second so I can make sure I put all my things back into the right ones and into my boxes to store for when I go to use them again, which I will be. Okay, that. And again, it's called Pro Art Watercolor. 18 colors. This must be from AC Moore. So these are really inexpensive to get, and like I said, these are my stash, which I've been using like ever since she sent me the acrylic and the gouache. I just use the gouache now, but I've been using them, which, you know, usually is my thing, is I hoard everything. I'm a hoarder, and I'm a whore. What can I say? I love that they come with the flesh tone in the acrylic, the Reeves acrylic and the gouache. I don't know why I feel compelled to say it like that, but I do enjoy saying it like that. Gouache. Okay. So, got this put away. I'm going to hit this with the heat gun for a memento. And this is just regular cardstock. Not gessoed, not anything. Just to kind of show you. I'm going to take my rag real quick and just wipe, because I wet that blue a little bit. Oh, that's pretty dry. That's not too bad. Okay. So let me show you. This is the gouache. And I don't know how well you can see it here, but it's like a chalky finish to it. It's very matte. So say you wanted to do a tree or, you know, a background or something. It's very, very matte compared to your acrylic. I wish I could really get on here good. It's dark in here tonight, so since I'm doing this tonight. Let's see if the brown, if I can get it at a good angle where you could see. I mean, it's like a chalky matte. And then your regular watercolor, you know what that's like. And then this is your acrylic. But the matte, I really wish you could see. How matte that is. It's almost like a chalk. Clear up, Bluebird. And you can see my brush strokes in it. This one, not so much. I just want it to clear up. So it definitely, I really enjoy gouache. like I said, as far as like this is gouache and this is gouache, and when you touch it, it's like touching chalk, like you painted with chalk. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, because if you want to add different matte, like it definitely dries matte, it definitely feels like chalk, but you could definitely do a cover over it, like a glossy Mod Podge, Collage Podge, gel medium, whatever you want. I mean, you could do it over all of these, but these two being so matte, that's the difference between that and the watercolor. Where the watercolor, you can see the difference of the darkness, and it's not, it doesn't feel, this almost feels like a very, and I'm talking extremely, extremely fine sandpaper when you touch it. I mean, I'm talking I mean, you're not going to feel it and be like, this doesn't feel like sandpaper, but it's very matte. It's like a matte nail polish compared to you buying a regular nail polish. Maybe that would make more sense for me to say. Wonderful. I love it. And then again, here's our watercolor. Look at the difference between that and the matte. And then here's our acrylic. And this is our acrylic of our blue. It's just, so it's a real, let me let this dog out before I freak out. I can barely walk. You're not coming back in, so get out. Go. Spyro, why can't he be good like you? Okay, so, oh, these dogs. Okay, they don't know what the heck if he's not up here with me and my husband, not in my room, but he's in the room next to me doing his work. He's downstairs painting the walls with paint. And the dogs don't know where the hell I want to be. My dog wants to be laying in here with me. So that's the demo. Like I said, it's like a chalky, when it dries, it's very chalky feeling, a chalky look to it. It's like buying a flat paint. That's essentially what it is. And like I said, here's our acrylic. Here's our watercolor. So this is like a flat paint. This is like a, like a satin, more of a satin, you know what I mean? And then if you would throw a clear coat over it, you'd make it a gloss. So that's kind of how to explain it. It feels like a flat paint, and I love them. I love them all, and I love incorporating all three of them. Now, something else I'm going to do very quickly. I did just wash it up, but I didn't dry it, and I got to watch because I ripped the lid off. Okay, I have a can. A can. All right, and with my can, I'm going to look for my X-Acto knife, which I have here somewhere. Okay, so any can you have, well, that lid's lost in there. When you have a can, I always wet the paper first, and then I just kind of take my X-Acto knife or whatever you use and roll it off. Okay. And I'm going to show you how to make this, how to make the can. Now, what I do is, you can do a million different ways. Number one, you can spray paint it with paint that takes metal, the paint that goes on metal. You can buy it as a craft paint. You can buy it as a spray can. You can, whatever. So you can definitely do that. You can glue on different pieces of like paper, newspaper, whatever, decorated, whatever. What I did, and this is just a piece of leopard scrapbook paper. What I did was, I took my can, and I'm going to move you up just a bit. Yeah. All right. I took a can, and I put it at the top or the bottom so you can measure it. Then take your little pencil, and as you roll, just kind of keep rolling, keeping it straight as you can. You can use a ruler or whatever. And then like roll your paper up to see if you've made it around, you know, across. Let's pretend like my sister, my daughter just took my scissors, so that's going to be, do these ones. So then you would go and you would cut, and this isn't going to be perfect. I'm just going to show you how I do it. And if you pay mind when you use your ruler and really cut it straight, you'll see that it's much better. Now you can do it in stripes. You could take like this piece, which obviously would be too small for this, but you could cut more off and then do another piece of paper or whatever. Do one piece, like I said, I just did a nice piece of leopard and then I glittered up the things. I love it. Then you would take, I would use a Aleene's tacky glue or turbo tacky glue. Hot glue wouldn't work real well because of the metal. You can use your Collage Podge, whatever you have. Put it on your can. Get your glue on there. Excuse me. I like rolling towards me actually. So you would put, you know, you get it on there even and do that, and then you would have your glue smeared all on here, and you would roll it and keep it straight when you're rolling it. Until you get to the other end. And then I take, when I see how much I have left over, I'll take my X-Acto knife and just kind of score it a little bit. And then take my scissors. And I'm sure everybody has their own way of doing this, so. And again, now what I'll do real quick right here, which I wouldn't advise using a glue stick, honestly, because I don't think it would stick well. But just so you could see the roll. And I'm just using a plain piece of paper to show you, nothing fancy. Like I said, I really would rather use white glue. So let's just stick it on there. Get it even. And then roll. And roll and roll. And then you'll get to your end. And I know I'm going off camera, I'm sorry. You'll kind of like straighten it up and get to the end. You'll make sure that you cut straight, not like Kelly's cut. And then what I advise is, you have your thing. Get little, you can get your clothespins. You can get these. I buy these all the time from the dollar store to have. I have so many around. I only have one, of course, here. And then I will put the clip on there all the way around. So it holds it on. Okay, and there you go. And that's how, use your imagination, of course. I've used all kinds of different papers. You can use your own drawings. If you do jelly prints, if you do your own backgrounds and you have like pieces of paper over, you could do a base of this color and then glue your papers all over. You could do a piece out of a book, like text. You can do stamps all over it, like, you know, cut what size you want. Some people like to do this and tuck it in and all. I don't, because it don't do me no never mind. So that's how you do it. And like I said, you can use, once you know the size, and what I advise you to do is, like, let's say, okay, this is like a chickpea can, one of the smaller chickpea cans. I love chickpeas. I love roasting them. I'm like, they're candy. So what you can do is, once you measure your can, have a template. Get a piece of paper, a piece of printer paper even, trace it out, and then write on there, chickpea can. And then you have bigger cans, right? You got bigger cans. You can use, I use San Marzino tomatoes, you know what I mean? Those big cans. Then you can do the same thing. Measure it with printer paper when you do it. So then, and keep it in a little binder somewhere. So then when you make these, you can, you know, you already kind of have your pattern made, rather, not that it's that big a deal to do what we just did. But so then you can take your stamps and your this or your that and whatever. Now, here's the fancy part, which, because I took my medicine and slept all afternoon because I was very sick, and I completely forgot to bring it up, but I'm going to show you this. I save empty rolls of toilet paper and paper towels. So then what I did is, I did it for this one. Probably could use a little emptying out of some crusty stuff in there. And what you do is you measure, and this is the same can, this probably chickpeas the same. You measure the height. So it sits in, get the fuck off. So it sits in there, okay? And then I squeeze them in half, till they're squeezed. I stick one in, I stick another one in, and then I'll stick another bad boy in there. And I shove them in there. And then you have storage. And then you put in your pencils, your pens, your markers, your scissors, your certain markers you use, certain whatever, your water brush things. Oh my God, the amount, what you can do is endless. Something else I want to, God darn it, your scissors. Oh my God, if I knock it over one more time, I swear to God. You can use it for scissors. You can use it for sewing. You can use it for your knitting needles, your crochet needles. I mean, I can go on and on and on and on. But why? So, that's what I do. And then everything's in its order. Now, what I'm going to have my husband do is I'm going to have him screw with his drill these up on my wall behind me, because I have like shelves behind, like in front of me, and then there's like all kinds of like blank wall. So I'm gonna see if he could screw these up. I got to make sure my pens and everything stay in, so I have my own. I like to take as much off the desk as I can. Like these are great for like your paint brushes, and like say all your small, like I have like a lot of the small paint brushes with the small brushes on them. It would be great to put in and store in there. Do you know what I mean? Whatever. So I'm going to see if he can do those up on the wall for me, and then I have them stored up. Now, another great idea is, I love to recycle, so I'm psychotic. But another thing I love is to take milk, like cardboard milk things. You can get them in like small size or medium, the big size, not the plastic jugs, but the boxes, cartons. Orange juice in the cartons, anything in the cartons, any size. I love eggnog, whatever you get. And save them when they're empty. And you cut them, you cut that like part off, so it's just left as the square. And then you glue them all together. You can decorate them with different papers or glue them all together. So you have this nice square, nice whatever. And then paper them or decorate them if you feel the need to decorate and paper them. You can then add those up on the wall. You can put your yarn in it. Goes with the same of whatever, you want to put in them. So that's another idea that you guys can use too, are those milk cartons, orange juice cartons, and all those kind of things. You can make some really cool stuff. And all you do is you just cut the top off to where then, it's flat. And if they're too long, let's say you're using it for your markers, like you have like, because they say to keep your markers laying flat like this, because when it has a dual tip, because then the ink will stay even on both. That if you store it up, then the side, this tip isn't going to get the ink, so it's not going to work as well. So you're supposed to store it like that. So you can measure your milk carton as long as your markers are, and then you have everything up there color coded. You can make, cut it small, make it for your gelatos or your, it's endless what you can do. Scissors, X-Acto knives, oh my gosh, it's just endless. We all got crap that we want to store. So, for jewelry, you can do it. For your, you could do it for everything. So that is, some great storage ideas, especially for if you live in an apartment and that you don't own it and you really can't like put up all the shelving, or you could, but you kind of, I don't know, I haven't rented in a long time, but sometimes they make you fill the holes and do all that crap. But you know, with the these you couldn't do it with because these are metal and I think they'd be too heavy. But the milk cartons and orange juice cartons you can put up with Velcro. Do you know what I mean? Put the heavy strips of Velcro on the wall, and you know, even and maybe even hold up like that. But there's so many great storage places, you know, storage things that you can do from home, and I'm all for them, and I have tons of them. And like I said, these are two. And like I said, this one's more of a finished one where I did my seam, and like I just took my glitter on my little black things, and I made fancy schmancy because I'm a leopard lover. And I've made tons and given them away. And like I said, this, you know, I'll obviously make something out of this, but I wanted to show you how to do it. Somebody else told me about a Pringles can. Is it a Pringles can or a Lay's can? I'm sure it could be both. And what you do is you have your Pringles can and you cut it in half. Now this would be great for the wall too. And it would be great to sit on your desk. You don't have to hang these on your wall. You cut the can in half. So then you have the half with the bottom. Okay, you lift up that half, you got a bottom, and then the other half you leave the lid on. And I can't remember who told me this, and if you told me, put it down in the comments because I'm horrible remembering things. And then you turn the other part where the lid is, and that's that bottom, and you have two storage things right there. You can decorate it, leave it the way it is. You can do whatever you want. You could, you know, decorate it whatever way you want to do it. So these can be really fun, and I know it's close to Christmas and kind of late, but these are fun to do for people for holidays, especially crafters or, you know, people who, you know, don't have a lot of money, don't, you know, lost a total train of thought. I'm such a dork. Anyway, I hope that you guys learned a couple things. And again, this is dry now. I don't think you're going to be able to see it any better. Let's just explain it to the point of this is flat paint. This is, these two are like satin. And that's the difference. And then if you want them glossy, you would put a glossy coat over them. Same here. It feels just like flat paint on the walls. And beautiful. Love them all. Last thing I want to say is this. I've gotten more emails about this, and I've never answered it because I just either forgot or whatever. I have this on my hand. It says Jared and a heart. It is a tattoo that I did myself. However, I tattoo myself. However, when I did, I did this tattoo after he died. A year after he died, I ended up, I did it like within that year. And then what I usually do is go over it 2 or 3 times. I only went over this. I just did it the first time. And because I have RA, I obviously cannot do it well. And then when I was going to do the second run over of it, I ended up in the hospital. And that's when I almost died the 2 times, and I ended up in the hospital a year after his death. So I never got to do the rest of it on here. And people keep asking me, is it jarred? What exactly is it? I get more questions about it. And it's just my son's name, Jared, for after he died, and a heart. And I keep deciding on whether I'm just going to go over it again to make it more, because it was me who did it, or just go to the tattoo place. I haven't decided. I tattoo myself all the time. It doesn't, but that's what that is. It's my son's name. It's hard to see because the D wash out. I've had it for over 2 years in this state, and you would think at some point I would just sit down and do it, but I just haven't. So, and then my daughter went and got a tattoo, and I love it, and but I might just do this one myself, you know, finish it myself like I normally do my other ones, and but that's what that says for people who keep asking me. It's really not that exciting story, and it doesn't have, I mean, it has a special meaning to me because it's my son's name and he's passed on, but it's just that I have to go over certain letters a little bit more, especially the D, because by that point, my hands couldn't hold the pins that I use, and then it just didn't go in as deep. So that's the story behind that. So that's about it. I've been working on cutting out Cricut things, or my Sizzix things. I have to separate the papers a few of you have asked for the paper, so I have to separate them into 2 different things because the file's too big. Don't know why. And I think that's about it. So please check out the video links that I put below for the people that I mentioned. And please be kind to each other. You never know what battle somebody else is fighting. And I hope you guys learned something between the gouache and the watercolor paint and the acrylic. They're all fantastic, but I hope that gives you more of a sense of understanding what they're like. I love them all. I use them all. And I hope that my explanation for this was good enough. And you can take your paper towel empty. I'm a recycler, so you could take your paper towel. And I have like 4 downstairs and some toilet paper ones, and I meant to grab them. I'm so frustrated, but you get the drift of how to do it. But save your paper towel cores and your toilet paper cores, and then make your little separation pockets in there if you want. And if you don't, then don't put a pocket in it. It's all on you. So be kind to each other. You never know what battle somebody else is fighting. Thank you for being so wonderful and such awesome subs and people in general. You guys just make me so happy, and I love waking up to your emails and your messages and your comments and everything, and seeing you guys do stuff that I do, and encouraging you guys to make videos and just get back into arting and all that kind of stuff, and to know that perfection just does not exist and does not matter. What matters is having fun and doing it. And you guys answer me. Everybody who's posted on Facebook and tagged me, or has put things on YouTube or wherever, have you gotten any negative comments on your art itself, or have you gotten good comments from people? I mean, do you know what I mean? Look at things that way. This is about us, you know, wanting to do what we want. You know, there's a lot of things that we're stunted that we can't do as being disabled. But, and even for beginners, it's great for beginners too. You know, you have to just one foot in front of the other and just go for it. So I hope you all have a great night. I hope this was helpful. If you found me and want to subscribe, you can subscribe to me right under my name under this video. If you would be so kind and you like the video, please click like on my video, and share around if you can. And I will see you in my next video. So thank you very much, guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.